Strange New Worlds confirms a fan favorite Star Trek couple is back in Season 3, but one is engaged. The third season of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, is already shaping up to be its most emotionally charged and character-driven yet. While fans are eagerly anticipating the next round of thrilling away missions, alien diplomacy, and prime directive dilemmas, one surprise has stirred more buzz than a warp core breach: the return of a beloved romantic pairing, Lon Noonien Singh and James T. Kirk. Yes, you read that right. Strange New World Season 3 confirms that the chemistry-filled, emotionally resonant duo from Season 2 is back. But there's a twist that's sending shockwaves through the fandom. One of them is engaged to someone else. Let's break down what this means for the characters, the timeline, and the show's most emotionally compelling subplot. A romance sparked through time. To understand why this revelation hits so hard, we need to revisit Strange New World Season 2, particularly the emotionally pivotal episode Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. In that story, Lon is sent into an alternate timeline where she encounters a version of James T. Kirk who is not the legendary Starfleet captain she knows from her own timeline, but rather a roguish, charming Starfleet officer who has never taken command of the Enterprise. What starts as a mission to protect the future quickly turns into something deeper. Lon and this version of Kirk form a strong connection, something intimate and heartbreakingly beautiful. There's a vulnerability to both of them in that episode that gave fans a glimpse into who Lon could be without the weight of her name and legacy, and who Kirk could be without the pressure of greatness already etched into his future. In the end, she has to let him go, not just because he belongs to another timeline, but because history demands it. She returns to her reality with a secret heartbreak and a powerful emotional scar that she's not even allowed to talk about. But the damage or the growth has been done. A fan favorite ship born of paradox. While their relationship was limited to a single episode, fans latched onto their chemistry with fervor. The pairing, unofficially dubbed Lockkirk, inspired fan art, Reddit threads, Tumblr analysis, and a wave of impassioned headcanons. For many, the beauty of their connection lay in its impossibility. Lon and Kirk were not meant to be. And yet, they were perfect together, a rare example of Star Trek using sci-fi storytelling to explore grief, longing, and forbidden love in a way that felt grounded in character rather than spectacle. The series didn't tease this romance for multiple episodes or seasons. It gave us a fully fleshed-out love story in 50 minutes and then wrenched it away. That gamble paid off not only emotionally, but narratively. It made fans want more. And now, Strange New World Season 3 is giving it to them. Just not in the way anyone expected. Kirk and Lon together again, but not really. In the recently released Season 3 teaser, there's a brief but unmistakable scene that shows Lon and James T. Kirk, played by Paul Wesley, sharing a private moment in the Enterprise's corridors. Their interaction is subtle, but emotionally loaded. A soft exchange of glances. A slight smile. A flicker of shared memory. Then, just as fans begin to lean into the hope that Lockkirk is real in this timeline too, the teaser cuts to Kirk, slipping an engagement ring onto another woman's finger. The implications? Devastating. Kirk is back. Their connection is still palpable, but he's engaged to someone else. The mystery fiancé, a canonical curveball? We don't yet know the identity of Kirk's fiancé, and Strange New Worlds is playing that reveal close to the vest. Theories are already swirling. Is it someone we've met before? Is it a reinvention of a legacy character, like Carol Marcus, David Marcus's mother from The Wrath of Khan? Or perhaps an entirely new character introduced to challenge both Kirk's growth and Lon's heart? If it is Carol Marcus, that could make for rich narrative territory. In Star Trek canon, Carol was a scientist with whom Kirk had a child, and their relationship ended in ambiguity and estrangement. Introducing her here in Strange New Worlds could be a bold reimagining that weaves canon into something fresh and emotionally potent. But if it's not Carol, if this is a new character, the show could be signaling a deeper commitment to giving Kirk a more emotionally complex pre-Enterprise backstory than ever before. One where his heart is actually taken, not just flirted away on Risa. Lon's dilemma, evolution or repetition? Lon Noonien Singh is not the type to pine. She's a soldier, a protector, a woman haunted by legacy and trauma. But if Strange New Worlds has taught us anything, it's that she's also vulnerable beneath her armor, and her experience with alternate timeline Kirk cracked that shell wide open. Season 3 presents Lon with a brutal challenge. Confront the feelings she buried, knowing full well that the version of Kirk who shares those memories doesn't exist in this timeline. And worse, this Kirk is now engaged. That's a powder keg of emotion. Will she confess what happened in the other timeline? Will she hide it forever? Will Kirk sense something he can't explain, drawn to a version of a woman he's never truly met? These are the kinds of storytelling questions Strange New Worlds is uniquely equipped to handle, emotionally rich, morally gray, and tinged with sci-fi mystery. Kirk's role in Season 3, more than a guest star? With the teasers spotlighting Kirk's engagement, fans are speculating whether Paul Wesley's role is expanding in Season 3. He's already appeared in multiple episodes of Season 2, including as alternate versions of himself, and there's a growing sense that Strange New Worlds is positioning him as a recurring major player. If so, it would echo the way Star Trek Discovery handled Spock in Season 2, slowly weaving legacy characters into the tapestry of the series in ways that enhance rather than distract. Kirk's presence isn't overshadowing Pike's command, it's enriching the show's exploration of fate, choice, and identity. Season 3 could very well be the chapter where Kirk's path crosses Lon's not just by chance, but by fate, with unresolved feelings, alternate realities, and romantic misalignment, turning them into something far more compelling than just friends. What it means for the future of Kirk, the very nature of their relationship, built in a timeline that doesn't exist, forces the show to ask big questions about memory, destiny, and emotional continuity. If one person remembers a love that the other never experienced, does that love still matter? In a franchise as steeped in temporal mechanics as Star Trek, the emotional consequences of time travel are often glossed over. But not here. Strange New Worlds seems poised to tackle it head-on. Lon's heartbreak is real. Her love was real. But to Kirk, it never happened. That asymmetry makes Kirk one of the most interesting and tragically doomed couples in modern Trek, right up there with Picard and Crusher or Cisco and Jennifer. And yet, there's hope. There always is. Star Trek's legacy of lost love. This isn't the first time Star Trek has played with the one remembers, one doesn't trope. In the city on the edge of forever, Kirk falls for Edith Keeler, only to lose her to preserve the timeline. In Star Trek Voyager, Janeway deals with a holographic romance that grows too real. In TNG, Picard lives an entire alternate life in the inner light and returns to his own time profoundly changed. Each time, the message is clear: love, even fleeting, even out of sync with reality, still matters. Lon and Kirk's story now joins that lineage. And Season 3 seems determined to give it the emotional weight it deserves, even if it ends in heartbreak once again. Final frontier, final heartache? We don't yet know how far the show will go in revisiting Lon and Kirk's connection. Will it be just